Hello, hello, hello. So it's your boy Ambassador again. Well, as I said, man, before we had to do like one diss track or one beef track once a month, then it went to once a week. But now, man, we are at the hour kind of thing now. It's like once every hour, and as usual, I go more for like the strategy behind the strategy and like the illustrations of what you didn't see. And I really feel like this one I'm about to talk about, the whole Queen Bee diss track from Mex Cortez. It's crazy, yeah. Well, I mean, if you realize I'm not very fluent today because, well, I'm a Cameroonian, yeah, but I have to be objective in doing my reviews, so I just have to do what I have to do. But I don't know, yeah. So the whole Queen Bee thing, it has a very what I'll call an Eminemish style to it, which is no lack of respect to what Mex Cortez is doing. I mean, like he did it real good, yeah. He did a lot of. I feel like in Africa, most of our rappers we lack storytellers. But when I listen to this guy's skill, he might be a good storyteller. So he could also use this to display some of his storytelling skills in some other, let's say, real rap track thing he's going to put out there. I'll be checking out his rap to see if he does some more storytelling thing. Like we know Biggie was one of the best storytellers we knew, and down the line we've lost most of those kind of skills in our rap things till they got to trap things here. So I feel like this guy could be a good storyteller when I listen to what he did. um he also went to mention his whole narrating the story of how he thinks King B got into rap, his gym instructor and all of that, and how his gym instructor told him, well, there's a difference between the bars. So gym bars and rap bars don't work out the same. So he was like making the joke of King B saying, since he looks very physical and well built, it means he was mixing up the gym bars with the rap bars and the whole workout thing, telling him they don't work out. So the guy is very good at wordplay and how he plays with words. Like the same word is going to use it to mean three different things and then connect it still. Like when he did the whole thing with insects and bugs and actor and fear factor and all of that. So it was really entertaining for somebody who's a student of the game and you love rap. No matter what, I mean, like I just had to enjoy this. And as I said, the whole narrative of Champion League of Africa, because I said in my mind we doing this Champion League thing of Africa, yeah. Down the line we might have to give trophies and all of that, but for now I always tell people like some of the most interesting games in the Champions League is when the, let me put it, the lower teams meet. So the Manchester and the Real Madrid, they're already known for their styles, who is stylish, who is defensive, who is this. They come with all their palmarès and they're doing their thing. But it is like a, how can I call it, life and death matter when, let's say, the Lyon and the Villarreal get to meet, because maybe they have never gotten to the Champion League throughout the existence of their clubs, or maybe they get there like every 30 years. So when they get to come to the Champion League, they mean business and it's a life and death matter. That's how I look at these teams now. So King B and Mex Cortez are not the big Manchester and Real Madrid, so they might be the Villarreals and the Lyon from France. So they are going crazy. I mean, this is like, when I listen to this whole diss track, it brought back the joy of listening to this track, where there's the whole, I mean, like no rapper has done the whole clowning thing as good as Mex Cortez has done it. I mean, like these tracks always had the aspect of clowning. You actually clown the person. So there are various other aspects to these tracks, like digging up, giving some facts, but the aspect of clowning somebody, like when Nas went at Jay-Z talking about thick lips, that yeah, whiskers like a rat. We know Jay-Z doesn't have beards on his face, so he really clowned the guy, yeah. So Mex Cortez did a lot of clowning in this song. I mean, like you could actually, for those who know beef and the whole diss track thing, you could take this for a comedy show and you're good to go, yeah. So the guy was doing a lot of clowning, yeah. And then I feel like, anyway, I just felt like he had too many lines against muscle, fitness and tattoo. Like, I mean, 50 Cent and the rap game, we have known to a lot of guys with muscle and all of that, but I can understand when he goes at the guy's whole muscle and whatever. And then he went on to say, well, I love the part where he's talking about the guy's body, but he's talking about body of work, and where he said the only thing he's proud of is his tattoos he has on his body as his body of work. So tattoos, body of work, that whole crazy thing he's doing there. And then he went on to, the guy also knows how to connect it. Like I say, most of African rappers have naturally studied the art of rapping, like where it's a portrait here, you're painting the face, and like, okay, if it's a slim neck, he has to connect like this with the body. So the guy actually goes to build those things. Like he starts with the word body up there for body of work, then he brings it down to bodyguard, then he brings it back to body of work, and then so he plays with that word body like in 3 different lines. I really love the way he builds, the way he constructs his flow and all of that. So I love the part too where he mentioned shallow with bars, and he mentioned because he's not he has to learn to swim deeper. So like in rap, when they say your rap is not deep enough, it's like it's not deep here, deep like deep. There's not enough things to dig into it, like literally deep. But it also has another meaning when it comes to rap, like it's not poetic enough, you don't show enough skills, you need to have enough literary devices in it, the rhyme scheme is not, so it's not, the wordplay is not all that, the bars and all that. So he said it's not deep enough, he should learn to swim deeper. And then he went on to say he mentioned, so this part of it, I'm like, okay, this guy he's fearless. I mean, like and I know the way he's come at, like the speed with which he took to respond to King B is like he was already working on the diss track and was just waiting, like, man, just push that door. Like in the mafia movies where somebody's about to hear steps in the corridor and you've already loaded your gun and you put it at the keyhole and you're just waiting for the guy to open the door and then you shoot. Well, it's kind of rainy out here in Cameroon now, but I'll just keep saying what I'm saying. So the guy, as soon as King B just put out the track, he just loaded his gun and shot, pow pow. So that's how it was really interesting because of the speed at which he responded and he got back at King B. I'm like, whoa, this guy was already working on this thing and he was ready for King B. And then he said, well, funny is calling me an Indian when you're the one who is praising the cow. I felt like this is really courageous. He's taking a shot at Cow Denero, the top Sierra Leonean rapper, and this is crazy. I'm like, whoa, you don't have enough enemies by taking general shots at all of. And I feel like, okay, he's telling King B now, like, well, you said I'm taking shots at countries, now I want to take shots at rappers like you and your big brother Cow Denero. I'm taking shots at you guys, direct shots, I'm coming now at you. So it's crazy when he said you're the one who's praising a cow and you tell me I look like an Indian. So it's funny. And then went up to say no wonder you cannot get beef because plus you praising a cow meat is beef, so you cannot get the whole beef thing. So it's crazy. And then he said scared to land on the wave, so you're jumping on mine but you won't land on your feet. So you want to jump on the waves like waves in water, but now you're jumping on mine. And then, well, when he likened the whole what he's going to give, he told you to come in class, sit down, watch me bring ether. So for those who know ether, that's the masterpiece of beef. I mean, like I always say this because I was on the Nas camp when there was the Nas Jay-Z beef thing going on, and everybody knows. I mean, now it's unanimous. I think even in the books, I mean, some encyclopedias you already have the word ether likening it to the killing of Jay-Z, beef, silencing, whatever synonym you want to use. So when he mentioned ether, I was like, okay, this guy, he's not just doing the beef because his name has been called in the track. He's a student of the whole rap thing. And for those who know Eminem, he's the nastiest beef rapper you ever have. So he might not. He goes. I mean, he talks about sick things like strangling people, killing people. He does, but still doing it in the whole academic rap whole style thing. But he's very nasty in his beef. I mean, he goes at his mother, his ex-wife, his everybody. So he's nasty on everything. And then he went on to say this is not tit for tat, but I felt like it's really tit for tat though, because he almost addressed everything King B said, both in his interview and I mean both on the interview thing he did and his diss track. He addressed most of the, I can call them the punch or the direct hits he took at Mex Cortez. Mex Cortez addressing all of these things. So it's really crazy. When I listen to like this guy, he's a student of the game. He knows his whole dissing and beef thing. He knows what he's doing. So his diss track was well crafted. And he went on to when he mentioned Ethan, I was like, yeah, he knows what he's doing, he knows what he's talking about. So he has definitely listened to enough of Nas diss, he has listened to enough of Eminem diss tracks, and then so he has crafted this one like something to follow that line. And then he went on to call, and throughout the track, well, from the title, he put the whole Jordan crying face thing on King B, and then he called it Queen B. Queen B, that's Beyonce. So for him to call him now Queen B, from King B to Queen B, that's very disrespectful. But well, it's battle, it is what it is. He said he's applying for Africa's cloud chasing bitch. He called him bitch a couple of times in this track. He already liking him to be in a lady here. And then he said, so you trying to be to cloud chase, and I feel like the whole beef thing is cloud chasing before cloud chasing came. That whole strategy of using beef to climb up. So everybody's doing what they're doing now. So till you get raped in an Uber, yeah, that's like these girls who jump around and trying to cloud chase and then maybe hanging around with the real celebs and whatever till they get raped in an Uber and whatever. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. Then he mentioned You Got Served. So for those who know that the battle and beef, battle and the whole decent side in the dancing things, and the masterpiece of such movies is You Got Served movie. But now he said till you got served. I don't know if he's talking about the movie or just the aspect of getting served. And then he said, so like serve somebody. When someone serves you, you give them a tip. But he said he does not need a tip, although he's going to serve King B. And then he goes in the whole direction of, well, you said you don't know me in your interview, so I'm just trying to use this now to get known in East Africa. Then he mentioned his whole CV of how he got into the rap game and who knows him, and then concluded by saying that he has more followers and views than King B. So how can King B say he does not know him? And then he even went on to say, well, explaining himself as a rapper and who said what. And the end was still humor again, just clowning him, where there's a lady saying, Mex, stop it, he's dead. And then he said, oh, as if he didn't know the guy was dead. So like this lady's trying to stop him, you know, like where you've punched somebody and there's blood all over his face, and then you keep punching out of the anger, and now they're like, stop hitting him, he's dead, you can't kill the dead body, so just stop it. So I feel like this was a nasty one from Mex Cortez. Well, this is really interesting, although not very interesting from a Cameroonian speaking, but I feel like if you listen to my review I did for King B, he didn't come all beef. He kind of sounds like he wants to be the bigger man, but in the game of beef, there's really no bigger man like that. So when he gets nasty, and Mex Cortez came really nasty on this one. It's your boy Ambassador doing his thing. I'm out.